I got tired of being like broke because I stopped selling dope to rap.
Yeah.
I couldn't do both. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to spend time working on the raps, getting in the studio.
And shot me. So that like, man, bullets taste like death. Like anybody that ever been shot, you can relate?
I cannot relate.
Don't relate, bro.
There we go. What's good, y'all? It's Beeman here. Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all know who we got here? We got the gang. Y'all make some noise. Gang, what's good, man? Thank you for joining us on Bars and Nuggets.
That's all I love.
How you been? You been hooping lately?
You know, age is catching up, you know what I'm saying? But I still could drain a 3.
Is that, where you like to play most of the time?
I got a full court regulation at the crib, so yeah, we just be at the crib, me and my son.
Getting it in?
Yeah.
Man, your son over at University of Oregon, yeah?
My oldest is at Oregon. My youngest just turned 16, so, you know, everybody just getting big and time just be flying, man. You know, my middle son called me bro. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, I guess that's what it is. It's better than Unc.
It's better than Unc.
Yeah, I don't like Unc. Like, that's what I call Snoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I knew I was getting older, when people started calling me Unc. And it was literally like, you know what I'm saying, like people that, you know, guys that look, you know, older than me. I'd be like, Unc. Like,
hey, why you calling me that?
Yeah, man.
Unc,
like, not to cut you off, but like, Unc make you want to catch a fade. I
was gonna ask you how you felt about it.
I just feel like if somebody gonna call you Unc, like you need some hard bottoms on with one of them little, you know, one of them little hats with the hat,
fedora.
Little fedora, man. Yeah, little feather.
The wide leg, you know, trousers.
Yeah.
Man, that's hilarious, man.
Unc is crazy.
So, man, I wanted to take us back, you know, back to couple new days, right?
Yeah.
Before the music, and I wanted to ask you about, you know, growing up. What was it like for you being in, you know, one neighborhood, but then, you know, joining a different, you know, affiliation? Like,
growing up, I grew up in Santana Block, Compton, Crip. So it's like I got a lot of homies that's, you know, real CC riding, and that was weird, because it's weird watching you know, growing up together. You kids, you know, it is what it is.
You're just kids. You just hanging out.
You know, I was from Santana Block, Crip, and at one point in time in my childhood, when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, like, I was claiming where I was from. It wasn't official because I'm only in the 5th grade, but we kids, man. And then so, you know, once you grow up and, you know, your parents split up and then your grandparents live over here, and then my brother is over here across the tracks, and he banging Cedar, like that's my older brother. So, you know, it was only right that I followed him in his footsteps. And so that's how I go. And so the homies I grew up with, they was mad, they was tight, and you know, I caught a few fades, won some, lost some, just how it is when you grow up in the hood, Compton, South Central, Inglewood, any of that. But yeah, it was tough, man.
Yeah, man. Your life early on wasn't easy, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely dealt with a lot of different battles, right? One of those in particular being you grew up in the foster care system. What was that experience like for you at that age?
Having social workers come in your crib and literally pluck you from under your mother, and then take you to a place that's foreign to you, around people that you've never seen before. And I'm talking about my foster mom, who ended up being an amazing woman. But having Mexican brothers, like, you know, I had foster brothers, and we, you know, when you spend so much time with somebody, that's your brother. So it's like,
look at him like
we go to school, and then you know, homies would be like, you know, you got a Mexican brother. And then you had to catch phase with my Mexican brother, because I'm literally going home and, you know, sleeping under the same roof with him. So I had a white brother named Nathan. He had squabbles. He was from, like, you know, Trailer Park, you know what I'm saying, somewhere like in Bellflower, Lakewood, but he was with all the and he could squabble. So whenever it was time, like when they saw Nathan coming, it's crazy that a white boy really ran the elementary school. So
they knew it was going down.
He had hands. And then, you know, later on in life, not to put him out there, but, you know, sometimes you fell short in life. I don't know how he find me, but he find me. He pull up at the house, ring the doorbell, like he lived there.
He just roll up to the house.
He like, yo, I ain't doing so good. Yeah, he always find. I didn't move 5-6 times over the year, over my rap career. He always find me, and he always need a little something to, you know, get him back on track, and I always look out for him, because that was my dude, you know. But that was foster care. I think the worst part about it was the disconnect between an 8-year-old me leaving my mom and then coming back as a 10th grader, gang banging already, and really just like we didn't know each other no more. So I think I spent maybe like less than a year back with my mom once she got, regained custody from the courts, and she kicked me out like within that year, because like I said, man,
you had already changed lifestyles.
I wasn't her baby no more. I was gang banging, mustache, beard coming, mustache and goatee coming in, and I just wasn't even on that. Plus, I didn't really even know her no more, and she didn't know me. So even getting kicked out, it wasn't even too much to that. It wasn't until I got halfway through my career where I really appreciated everything that she did, and for me and my siblings, as when we were younger. But and now, that's my rider. And my mom's is she went through it. She from 74th and Hoover, and she was a Criplet. What she told me, boy, I was a Criplet. Nah, but it's a real thing though. And she gang bang 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. She was managing Taco Bell on Hoover, and like off of Vermont. So like mom's had it going. And I got an older sister, 4 years older than me, and my mom's had me at 20. So that lets you know what type of time she was on. She was just out there, and that's what LA was in the 70s.
Did you have any interaction with your dad when you were coming up during that time?
My dad was in and out of jail. It's funny because he died in 2018, so it's been like 5 years in a few months up until this date. And you don't gotta have the best relationship with either one of your parents, but when one of them passed, it's like the energy in that, it feel like you ripped in half, because half of the reason that you're here is gone. So something happens energy wise inside your soul to just make it's like you lose a piece of you, and it'll never come back. So you either gonna poke your chest out, keep your head up, and stand tall, and you have other things to live for. Like for me, I have children, so I don't got no days off with my emotions. I gotta be at ease. I gotta be at ease 100% of the time of my life, and I get no dull moments where I can like really just sit by myself and reflect, because they need me at 100% strength every single day, especially in this world with everything going on and all the social media influence. I just gotta stand tall. So I haven't really even had time to really miss my dad too much in 5 years, because my grandmother told me something when he passed. She was like, well, now you him. She said, your grandfather dead, your daddy dead, now you next in line to be a grandfather and a daddy. So, you got to just do your due diligence. And then my grandmother passed in 2021. And so that hit after telling me that. So I don't got no grandparents at all, and I only got one parent. So that's what I'm dealing with.
You talk about the fatherhood and your relationship with your dad, and just, some of these other losses and experiences you've been having. How did that impact you, like, growing up?
When you growing up in the hood, and I want to stress growing up in the hood, it's like the mentality, the psychological warfare that you have to go through growing up in the hood before you leave your front door is so crazy. It's like at 6 and 7, and like I was walking to school. I'm talking about 2 miles to first grade. Like that's how like it was when I was growing up. And even at 6 years old, like you knew what hood you was passing. You knew when to stop. You knew when to take your bull's hat off, put it in your backpack, when to put it back on. You knew when to stand up straight. And then you knew when you got almost back home from school. You knew when you could sag, when it got lax, when it was gonna be like, "What's up, Jason? What you doing, little nigga?" And you knew it was like that. But I know they got hoods everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And I know that everybody is, they got struggle places everywhere, all over America, but LA different. And I tell people that all the time. And, people from where they from they got their struggles and their hardships and their hurdles and their obstacles. But I promise you, I've been around the world. I've never seen nothing like the division in LA. And it started when the government dropped off heroin and coke in the 80s, because ain't nobody growing cocaine in Compton. I never seen a coca leaf in Compton, and I definitely never seen nobody, manufacturing metal or putting guns together. So all this stuff was given to us to use to like really kill us as a people. And back in the day, like, everybody's parents, this is why I don't blame nobody who raised kids in the 70s and 80s. If you were raising kids in the 70s and 80s, you get a pass. I'm not mad at my aunts. I'm not mad at my mama. I'm not mad at my daddy for nothing they lack, because they were fighting against the government and drugs and addiction in a whole nother way.
Era.
Right now, you could call, I think mental health, 1-800 something mental health. You got 1-800, this, that. You got Planned Parenthood, all that, all these different outlets for these kids. That's why I don't like nobody from this new generation, Gen Z. Do I give a pass? I don't give no pass. There's too many outlets, too many ways to make money. YouTube, this, that. You know what I'm saying? It's 1,000 rappers. When I grew up, it was like 5 rappers total. Like, no, total. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I came up, man, it was NWA as a group. Yep. You had like Scarface of the Ghetto Boys. It was like Public Enemy and like KRS-One and a few. It was just like you could count the rappers. These days, man.
Every day. Every minute.
Hey, and the good part about that is that people are able to make money. You know what I'm saying? Another avenue for people to make money. I don't never knock nobody's hustle. I'm just saying when I grew up, it was definitely different, and it's definitely a blessing if you're alive and you grew up in LA anywhere near the 70s, 80s, and 90s. It's just you were supposed to die. Literally supposed to die. And I don't cut no corners. I don't play no games, and I don't even smile when I say it because I got 2 dead siblings, and I've been shot a bunch of times. I got so many dead homies. I've been to so many funerals. I was at a funeral about a month ago. I've been to so many funerals, bro. I don't even have emotions about it no more. I don't cry at funerals. I hear somebody died. It's just, I be looking at myself in the mirror sometimes, and I just be like, well, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel nothing. I'm numb to it because I've seen so much death, been to so many funerals, and it is like a never-ending scary movie.
Cycle,
yeah.
I want to read you something that you wrote, and I think it speaks to this moment pretty well. But on your record, Dreams, you said they say sleep is the cousin of death, so my eyes wide open because a dream is kin to your last breath. And this was, partially around, the conversation around you getting shot 5 times, which was a pivotal moment in your life, right? And then you dropped the documentary. Can you tell us that transition in your life, right? Because you're gone into Washington for a bit, and then you came back, and then this happens to you. What's that transition?
The transition is this. When I wrote Dreams, I was in a U-Haul truck moving all my from Compton in my dope spot, which when it's funny because when the documentary dropped, when How We Do came on the radio, I was in the hood selling dope still. Dre gave me $1 million, and that got broke up between my lawyers, my sub company, which is the middleman, and I think I was left with about like $300,000 after everybody got paid, and I gave that after taxes 8. You know what that do? But yeah, after all that, I was left with $300,000. I gave that to my kid's mama because we had a baby on the way, and I just felt like she deserved it all. So I moved her to the Valley. I stayed in the hood. I bought her a Benz because, like, outright bought a Benz truck. But she already had a Camry because she was working at a hot dog on a stick in the Carson Mall. So she was already used to, you know what I'm saying? A Camry in the hood is on 20s is hidden. She had tinted windows. She used to lean to the side and drive it. And like, I used to feel like I was riding with a dope boy. Because we used to go to, if you're from LA, like we used to go all the way to Lakewood to see the movies. If you had enough money to make it to Lakewood, get off the 91 on Lakewood, or you could get on the 605 and go a little bit further, closer to Long Beach, you know what I'm saying, Edward Cinema, and watch your little movie without getting set tripped on. Everybody from LA know what that is. We got to go to Lakewood or Cerritos to have a good time and don't die. Wow. So we did that so many times that I felt like she deserved that money. Plus we had a baby. Plus her mama told me if I didn't figure the rap out before the baby was born, she was done with me. So I went overtime on the raps, and the transition was in a U-Haul when I wrote Dreams, and I couldn't finish it. And then one day I was sitting in the house, and I got the second verse, where I was looking at a poster on the wall of Maya, and I was like, I had dreams of an R&B bitch like Maya, and then I manifested that, not to even toot my own horn. But it's not, because a lot of people would look at this and say, why you talking out the bed, or why you pillow talking? It's because it's Maya. And it was like, I had Maya posters back to back in high school. So
Maya was everybody's
when I
dream.
finally got to a point where I actually got to date Maya, it was a thing. And still to this day, one of the most wholesome, beautiful, amazing singers, like just a classic person, and she got a very big heart, man. And she gonna see it and be like, you staring? But it's all good. She probably somewhere eating cantaloupe on the beach barefoot. Cause she want, she organic.
Yeah.
It's like Maya, Erykah Badu, Janae Aiko, not the Big Sean, I don't want no smoke. Cause you gotta be careful when you talk about people, women, man. Like they go crazy on you. But like those type of women, they have, that's the type of women. They organic, you know what I'm saying? They go to the beach barefoot. They just be burning incense and sage and getting the ghosts out. So yeah, Maya was one of those people, man. So the transition was when I shot the Dreams video, I was still in the hood with it, still transitioning from. I had a condo in Wilshire, but I ain't had no furniture. I had an air mattress, and Maya would come over there and she would just make me food, and we just sleep on the air mattress, and that was it, man.
What did it feel like when you that popularity starting to happen and you still living in the hood?
I think the fame felt better than the money, because going through this, what I always wanted to do. Like my reasons for wanting to be a rapper was stupid. To
break
me,
it down. Break it down.
I wanted to be a rapper because I really wanted to Escalade real bad, bro.
I mean, that ain't stupid.
No,
dog.
they came out.
Escalade at that time was
the
fire.
Escalade, the big bodies.
Yeah.
I wanted some 20-inch Lexanis, and so I was like, if I could get me an Escalade and some 20-inch Lexanis and some Wi-Fi where I could just play Madden and my mom ain't saying nothing. I just want to play at my apartment, right? If I can get that from being a rapper, bro, I'm cool. Yeah. And that really was my dream. Oh, and I said when I had my little son, I want to walk him through the Fox Hills Mall with a matching outfit on and just hold his hand and be like, use him to get bitches. Yeah. But that was young. I was young. I was 20, 21 years old, and that was really my dream.
It's just different, man.
And I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I did it all, and I went further than that. So that's why at this point in my career, after, people, I'm not no self-proclaimed legend. This is what it is after 10 albums and still being alive and just still having money and having it my way. Like, I don't got a tour. I could just chill. The royalties, they come in, they take care of everything they need to take care of. But it's just a blessing to have accomplish everything that I accomplished, because I really, on my mama, I wasn't even trying.
It's just what was happening.
That's just what happened, because I really didn't. I got tired of being like broke, because I stopped selling dope to rap. Yeah. I couldn't do both. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to spend time working on the raps, getting in the studio,
and got me. So that like, man, bullets taste like death. Like anybody that ever been shot, you can relate.
I cannot relate.
Don't relate, bro.
I cannot relate.
But yeah, getting shot. As soon as you get shot, you relate that to dying, right? As soon as you get shot, you think you're gonna die. I don't care if you get shot in your leg, shot in your arm. As soon as you get shot, you feel like it's over. So I went through that emotional roller coaster. It took me a few months to learn how to, get ready and learn how to walk. I recuperated at my grandma's crib, and I started watching 106 in Park every day, working on my raps. And I remember one episode I saw AJ and Free talking to Shine Poe, and I was like, I could be harder than this. and not that he was whack. I was just like, he had on the Oakland Raiders crew neck, some Levi's, and I think he had on some patent leather J's. And so I was like, that's me. Like what? That's me. Like that's me this time next year. So I manifested it, and in like 2 years, I was on 106 in Park with AJ and Free. With AJ Free. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another hood dream, like Free. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you watch 106 in Park. Everybody's talking about Free.
Then it went to Keisha Shantae. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It was like move, Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, I had real hood dreams. Like I ain't even want much. Yeah. I never wanted to be like, a billionaire. None. I just wanted the little I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that was up there back then. Yeah, but back now then. I look back on it and I'm like, you look goofy.
And then as you're working on the documentary, becomes a massive project for you. Yeah. You got to work with Dr. Dre, right? Yeah. And while Dre, he didn't produce specifically beats on that project, he was overseeing that project. You got to work with him.
Yeah. So basically, I was hollering at Nori them, a little inebriated, and I said some things that I meant. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take it back. I ain't no sucker. Yeah. But having Dre do anything for your project, anything in your career, touch any part of anything that you're doing in life is such a blessing that I shall not ever on that again. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't talked to Dre since, and it don't really matter if we talk again in life. Like I'm a stand-up Compton, LA and it is what it is. I said what I said. I'm not going back on it. It's just that I should have gave him more grace with what he actually did do, and that was mentor me and do things that nobody else could have done for me and, you know, in my career. When I was talking talking on there, I was speaking in terms of like what Ye was doing right at that moment, which was life-changing for me in that moment last year. And then I based it on, you know, Dre's lack thereof, because I took the business part personal, and I should have left it business. But Dre is Dre, bro. We all know what Dr. Dre do.
Yeah, man, it's good to hear like how you feel about it, you know, today. And it's, you know, we always look back on things differently in hindsight, right? One of the moments I'm curious to ask you about, as you rise and you having that moment, that success, things are going really, really well. But one of those things that starts to fracture is your relationship with G Unit. Yeah. And from there, you go out, you release 300 and Running. It's a 15-minute, you know, diss.
300 bars and running.
300 bars and running.
Bars and nuggets.
Bars and nuggets.
Let's keep the bars.
Bars and nuggets. What was at the center of that frustration?
You know what it was is that I felt like Dre found Eminem and let him flourish to be one of the greatest rappers of all time. Eminem found 50 and brought him to Dre and let that nigga go 10 times platinum and be the greatest that he could be. When it came to G Unit, I felt like 50 was trying to suppress us and keep us like soldiers when I was never a soldier. I didn't put myself in a group. I didn't ask to be in a group. I'm thankful for the opportunity, for all the opportunities. And G Unit with me and 50, not to slight Banks Buck or Yayo. But me and 50 together was like in the studio and recording. You know what that did, and you know what that was. Jimmy Iovine would always say some like, why do you guys have to go and break up the Beatles, the Black Beatles? And I'd just be like, at 24, 25 years old, I wasn't thinking about that. I just was thinking I wanted this to die. That's it. Because what he was trying to do to me, we had just did to Murder Inc. And so I put two and two together. I'm like, I'm not about to get Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying? So, and no smoke to, Ja, because, Ja was Drake before Drake, you know what I'm saying? Like he had the hits on the radio, he was singing, and then 50 was known Ja for singing, then came with the melodies and came beat at his own game. So I think at that time we was just young, and I hollered at 50 in LA one time in a club out here, and we was on my side and we exchanged, a few words, nothing violent, nothing like that. We both couldn't figure out where the young us went wrong. And then, 50 go off, because 50, he a real he get nah, for real. He get back to New York and, a little time passed, and for some reason he want to bring me up or say this or say that. You know what 50 do, he a troll, man. But at the end of the day, the older 50 to 50 now, the one that give us power and for life and all the good shows and all that, he like a teddy bear, man. You know what I'm saying? So he cool and we good. It ain't no drama. I ain't gonna see 50 and whoop his ass at 40 years old, and he just think he got a star on Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to blood walk on it or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's not a bad idea. But we ain't trying to go viral for that, man. Yeah. But man, it just was a young disconnect. A lot of money involved, a lot of ego, and just youth. You know what I'm saying? And you don't Biggie and Pac didn't make it out of that. Right. They didn't get to have another sit down. They both died in that, and me and 50 had shootouts, and that it could have ended the same way. By the grace of God, he alive and I'm alive, and we here today. So it was just like I said, it was just young egos and too much money to be passed around, not to be grateful on from every aspect.
When you think about it today, what do you feel like you learned from that experience?
Nah, what I learned from that experience, man, is that you really gotta fine tune your contracts. You really gotta put a microscope in everything that you do from a young artist. Ask questions, man. And if nobody want to answer, find you somebody that's gonna ask the questions for you. That is, certified at asking questions. So get you a good lawyer, man. Make sure you keep somebody that really care about you. Maybe it's your mama, or maybe, it's your uncle or something like that.
You need somebody that cares about you, that can be in that conversation
about you, that really is gonna make sure that you don't end up, because nobody told me nothing. I had to figure it out. I had to go through the lawsuits. I had to get sued, have fights, go to jail, bail out, spend millions on lawyers, which is crazy. Could have defended itself, because I still went to jail. It's like crazy. Like I think in my career, I probably spent like $10 million on lawyers alone, bro. Lawsuits, civil suits, everything, bro. Just lost. And at the end of the day, it's I'm not that materialistic, and when the money gone, it's gone. And I'm a hustler anyway. So I'm gonna just get it back tenfold. But like, yeah, I don't know if I could go back. I wouldn't change nothing though, because I just don't live my life with regret.
Now I gotta ask you one thing. 50's doing this last lap tour. Is there any chance bygones be bygones and maybe we see something?
I doubt it. Yeah. I seen it. And you know what I said when I seen it?
What'd you say?
You better not call me. Nah, but anyway, man, even, congratulations to him that he even doing his last lap tour. Like I said, I watch the shows. It ain't, I don't got no hate in my blood. Just shows is good. But yeah, that's it, man. Like, good luck to him on his tour. And,
It is what it is.
It's like a jungle. It's like a jungle sometimes.
Now, we're going to jump into one of our segments, and it's called Turning Nuggets into Bars. It's a word association game. I'm going to give you a word and a nugget from your life, and you're going to tell us a story based off of that.
All right.
Sound good? You Know What It Is, Volume 1.
You Know What It Is, Volume 1. This named Reggie was like a bully on my block. His mama name was Lori. She had a Jerry curl. And she was like, I didn't even know what a lesbian was back then, but she was into girls. But back then you didn't know, like, it wasn't like it is now. Like, that was like frowned upon sometimes, but every in the hood knew don't mess with Lori, because she kept a Glock and she was with the where her son was bad as a and this could fight. So he was the bully in the neighborhood. And one time I seen him coming, and I was like, all right. So as soon as this coming, we kicking in the for sure. Like, soon as he get close enough, he got close, kicked him in the then I just started bombing. I won. So You Know What It Is, Volume 1. That's what it was.
That's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
DJ Ski.
DJ Ski, man. DJ Ski crazy, man. He I might be responsible for DJ Ski everything though. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything Ski doing, he might
come back to you.
Yeah. But DJ Ski, man, I was mad at me and 50 had this shootout in New York in front of Hot 97 in the snow on one of the most snowy nights in New York history. Like, and running in New York in the snow in Converse is crazy, by the way. It's
no grip. Yeah, you sliding all over the place.
It was crazy. So got back to LA, and I just wanted to get at 50 on wax, just like immediately, since we couldn't kill each other in New York. So I went straight to the studio, and I just wanted to write 300 bars real quick and get on the mic. And Ski was like, nah, we not writing. He was like, I'm gonna just keep changing the beat. I'm just keep changing the beat. He was like, now what you can do is, you could write, you could freestyle at 16 when you're done. I'm gonna switch the beat and you can listen to it for about 2 minutes, but we gotta keep rolling. We gotta keep rolling. We gotta get this done. Plus, at that time, Ski didn't really, studio time, it was tricky. You know
what you mean? Wait, because it was just short?
It was just short because he was sharing the studio with he was sharing the office space with his homie Sam Kiwan. Okay. So I didn't have my own studio. I just worked at Drake. And even though I was a millionaire at that point, like, I still had to go figure out studio situation. Yeah. So we kept switching the beat, and then he was like, you know what, I don't like it, let's start over. He was like, it's just not hitting. He was like, you mad? You angry? He was like, let's start over. So I must have started 300 bars probably like 3 or 4 times before he was rocking with the first 2 minutes of it. After that, it just flowed because at that point I had channeled my emotions and my energy into the song. And I think I might have completed it in like 24 hours. We was in the studio. We slept in there. Me, him, New Jersey Devil, and I think my OG homeboy Barbecue, because I used to have him on standby so he could sing my hooks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so he was part of that whole little mixtape, and so I just kept him. So he would sleep on the couch, and we just stayed in there 24 hours, and we got it done.
Wow, 24 hours.
Yeah,
300 bars and running.
Crazy.
That's wild. Soundtrack to Chaos.
Soundtrack to Chaos is basically the title of the song, which is based off my life. It's like walking, like I told you earlier, walking out the front door in Compton was just, if you go left, you might get if you go right, you might die. If you go straight, you running into the Mexicans across the street and they tripping. So it was just like, I felt like all the music that I had consumed growing up as a child, whether it be the oldies and my pops was, outside polishing and waxing his, his Seville and his shorts, which is crazy because back then, like my pops was a gangster. He's from Nutty Block Compton crib. He was a gangster, but this on Saturday would be in the littlest booty shorts out on the out in the front yard with the socks pulled up to here, with no shirt on, with an afro this big, like bending over, washing the car. And I just now when I look back, I thought he had his little gold chain on with his name, and he had this little tattoo, like a small tattoo. And I just looking back on it, it's just crazy. But it's crazy that the gangsters was different back then.
Yeah, it was different.
But yeah, so even from him playing, the Mary Jane Girls or Rick James, and my pops ended up going to the county jail, Twin Towers, being locked up with Rick James, which is crazy. That was his cellmate for a minute because my dad had a high profile case, over drugs. So he ended up being Rick James' cellmate until they moved him. But and this is a true story. But yeah, man, it's just like the music I grew up to in Compton, whether it be from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It kind of was just one soundtrack to all the chaos that me, my siblings, my homies, and just everybody around the neighborhood was witnessing, once we come outside.
Yeah. My life.
My life. Look, let me tell you about my life. So Cool and Dre produced My Life, and they literally took the end of, Lil Wayne was mumbling on the end of a song that he did with them. They took that and was like, yo, we got this Wayne hook, and we got these Wayne vocals we could use for the hook. Yeah. And so I was like, I could just get Wayne to do the hook. Yeah. And he was like, nah, let's go cool talk. This nigga talks so cool. He like, nah, whoa. Nah, that's where Whoa come from, Miami. He's like, nah, whoa, we got Wayne, this in tune. I put it in pocket. All the Cool and Khaled, same type of Dre, same. So they played it, bro, and on that night I happened to be in a studio full of people, bro. And when I look back at the girls, when I look back at the women in the studio, they was closing their eyes on some Stevie Wonder, and I was like, yeah, this the one.
This the one.
So let me sit down and write. And so we ended up, because Wayne was sort of mumbling, and I'm going. So we ended up hitting Wayne, and he just recut it. And he killed it, man. But that's one of my favorite songs.
Man, that's a great record. It's a great record. We spoke a little bit about your experience with beef. When you think about what's happening today in hip hop, how do you view beef now?
This beef now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's back to. I just feel like it's back to more dangerous because these niggas out here with bigger guns and more drums and just, I don't know, it's crazy out here. And I look at it and I just feel, I wish that I could really just handpick these and have a one-on-one with them and just let them know it ain't no future in they front, because death is final. I seen it firsthand. We lost Nipsey. We seen that. We seen the PNB Rock situation at the Roscoe's, which goes back to me saying about LA. It's real tricky out here. And I just think that these beefs these days with these younger artists, man, I think that they getting too much money. And like I said, it's too many outlets, and they getting 200, 300 for shows, and these got jewelry that, you know what I'm saying? Like dope dealers in the 80s. What? They getting to it. And I think that when you getting that, it's a new thing that we're gonna create today. It's this Ja Morant theory, right? Ooh. why the on earth would you making hundreds of millions? You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of millions. I ain't never touched 100 million. I had about like 60, 70, gone. And I'm down to like 10, 15 with another 5 in assets, like holding on for dear life. You know what I'm saying? But they getting so much money these days. It's like, why? Like, why, man? Wow. Like, why? And I feel like this, and I say it on camera, and I'm just always been, 10 toes down as far as like who I am. If you really not gonna kill each other, just stop, bro. Like, stop. And then why would you want to anyway? Yeah. If he a rapper and you a rapper and y'all both getting...
You getting money from it.
Millions.
Yeah.
Y'all both getting millions, like, for what, bro? Because if he die, his money gone and his kids up. Yeah. If he go to jail, his money gone and his kids up. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what's the point?
Yeah. You had mentioned Nipsey a little earlier. How did that relationship come about? When did you first meet each other? When
I first met Nipsey, he was selling like, he had a curl, a little curl, no braids yet, and he stayed in his, the Seattle Mariners hat, and he was just, selling some incense and had some other little shit. He was selling, just hustling. Nothing. We all did it. Coming up from LA, you got to figure it out. Yeah. I used to always get off the 105 on Crenshaw, so I could see some bitches on my way to Melrose, right? And I say see some bitches because I'm the 25-year-old me. That was my mind state. I told you to Escalade. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get off the freeway. That's where you was at. See some bitches. I'm not trying to offend the women's coalition of the 2000s because they got groups. Everybody got a group. If you turn your head too far like an owl, the owl people, they coming, nigga. Like, you gotta watch out for the groups. We ain't trying to offend nobody. Like, this is the disclaimer. So, I would get off the freeway because I wanted to see some, what would Ice Spice call them? Baddies. I wanted to see some baddies with her baddie friend. All right. So we get off the freeway, and I would always. It's like the government trick us, right? It's like they know I'm a blood. Why is the light turning yellow and red when I'm in 60s? Every time.
Every time.
Get this light stops bloods every time. Ooh. But it stay green, like Crips, regular people, Spanish people. But the bloods, it stop you. So I always get stopped at this light. Always see Nipsey doing his thing. One day, he didn't have no incense. He was coming up to the car. It was him, Jay Stone, I think Renpaw, few other they homies. They was walking up to the car. I had a Glock on my lap, and I kind of grabbed it.
Because you thought...
I didn't know him. And I just knew this was the 60s. I'm stuck at this light behind the Civic, and I swear, when this light was turning yellow, I was trying to blow the horn at this Civic. Nigga, go through the light, blood, go through the light. You stop, like hit a dead stop. Look, damn near look back like whatever. Nigga, not running a light. But anyway, they coming up to the car. Nip got close, and then he pulled a CD. He, pulled a CD out, and he like, "What's up, Chuck?" And I'm like, "Okay, this is another, like another nigga know me. It's good. What's up, Chuck?" He pulled a CD out. He gave me a CD. Like, "Yo, my name Nipsey Hussle, low." Difference between Bloods and Crips. These niggas you to death, loke you to death. Be sounding like a Datsun trying to start up. All my Crip homies be like, like, but Bloods, we give it to you every now and then. Blood, what's happening, Blood? But Nipsey in true LA fashion, like, what's up, loke? My name Nipsey Hussle, cuz. Everything like comma be a cuz. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "This is my CD. I'm doing my thing now. Why don't you check it out?" And I was like, "I'm gonna check it out." I was like, "You got your number on it?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Don't frisbee my cuz." I was like, "Man, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna call you." I put it in. It was hard as and at that time, again, it wasn't that many rapping. It was I had the West locked, and it was, I had Glasses Malone with me. I gave him Blue Division and let him do his thing. I think Gorilla Black was doing his thing with his brother Dollar, and it was Nipsey, now that I had the CD. Top Dog had J-Rock and Kendrick. Kendrick was J-Rock's hype man at that point. And J-Rock was doing his thing, and other than that, man, it was, just wasn't doing it. Oh, Dom.
Yeah.
Dom was always there, man. But yeah, so I listened to the CD on the way to Melrose. After that, I went to the studio. Ironically, later on that night, Big U, who at that point, Big U draws, it's one. At that point, I thought they was two. I thought they was twins. That's why when everybody, one talking about Big U, another talking about draws, I'm like, these get together, they gonna it up. I ain't figure out it was one until I had a run in with Draws and Suge. And we was on opposite sides, like, you know, about to get busy. Now Draws is, you know, my and it is what it is. But yeah, Nipsey came to the studio. I did 3 songs with him. One of them was Day Roll. And ever since that night, man, we was always 100. And that was my dog. Talk to him on the phone here and there, check on him. Always gave him advice. He would take it. That's one thing about Nip, bro. Anything I said to him, bro, he would eat it up and he would just take it and he would like apply it to his life, man. And always tell me, like, you know, thank you, Chuck. You ain't have to, you know, give me no game and do none of this or do the songs or do none of that. And he was always grateful, bro. And I love him to death, man. Even after his untimely demise, it's like, yeah, man, that's to think about. That was like losing a family member to everybody. I think that one hit the world. People that never heard Nipsey before he died were affected by that. So yeah, man.
Yeah, you spoke about you know, being a dad, and there's kind of like, you know, this transition you've been in from, like, you know, gangster rapper to father figure. How's that been for you, like being a dad now? And, you know, we talked a little earlier about how you spend the time with your different kids and stuff like that, but, you know, what does that mean to you today?
I can officially say today that all 3 of my kids have challenged me at one time or another in my life. I thought, like, I had my you know, one of my sons, my oldest son, I'll tell the story because I'm the daddy, right? What can he do? But yeah, my oldest son, who at Oregon now, you know, doing his thing in college, which is dope. Just me being able to put my kid through college that's hard to me. Fly. So he at Oregon doing his thing, but when he was in the 6th grade, he had a substitute teacher, and he ended up drawing like Trayvon Martin getting shot by Zimmerman because he can really draw, but he ended up reenacting that on paper when he was supposed to be doing a project in school. So I wasn't gonna hit him because he was only 12, and I'm like, you know, I asked him, I'm like, what's up with this? And he couldn't give me an answer. I was like, why would you do this? He like, I don't know. And I remember my pops, every time I say I don't know, he would bomb. And I was like, I'm trying to give you opportunity. I need to know, like, be vocal about, because I need to know what's going on with your head. We understand the Trayvon Martin situation. We understand what it was. I don't know how it's affecting him, but I want to talk about it. You my son. You my oldest son. Tell me what's going on. He wouldn't tell me. He kept saying, I don't know. And I guess I got tight in the instance, and I just fired on him one time in the chest. The tears start rolling down a little bit. And from that day, I mean, you see it at Oregon, so we ain't had no problems after that. But then my younger son, psycho, man. I could tell this story because what are you gonna do? He got, his mom's a school teacher. He made good grades, but he struggled in science, bro. And like, I'm not no science guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dissect frogs. They didn't give us no frogs in Compton. Like, the frogs wasn't even there. We had to talk about how you dissect the frog and didn't have the frogs. They didn't give no frogs in Compton. So anyway, my kid, he gets a D in science. He don't want his mama to see it. So he could have, if he would have came to me, I would have been like, look, let me talk to your mama real quick. Look, we ain't with science. Like, we about to fail science. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she a school teacher, she take it personally. Yeah. He went on her computer and he deleted the report card app off the computer.
Yo, that's...
And I thought it was clever.
Yo,
I thought it was clever and I thought it was funny.
I almost got it.
She not going on her computer looking for the report card apps until one day she was just like, where that app at? And she looked, it was in the trash. I thought it was funny. She called me, I laughed about it. She wasn't laughing. Nah. She was like, you better come over here and like... And so I was like, what? Like, that's my nigga. Like, I ain't trying to like, we don't got that type of relationship. I told you he called me bro. You know what I'm saying? So she angry. She want me to come over and discipline him. So I go over and I'm thinking I'm on the 405 and I'm dipping and I'm just like, well, what kind of dad you gonna be when you get there? I was like, we can sit down and talk about it and be cool, or we could just like bomb on him. You did it to his brother, just bomb on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my head, you know, fighting with the devil and the angel on my shoulders. And I get there, I walk in the house, and I decided that I'm gonna have a conversation with him, right? But then I walk in this room, he's standing up, chin up, chest out. And I said, oh, you think you tough? And so it looked like in the hood, like ready. Like he was ready.
You felt triggered.
Bombed on him. Knocked him halfway across the room. His mom come in there. She the reason it happened. My baby, just okay. It's done. He looking at me, disappointed, like we ain't gonna never be cool again. I'm feeling like we ain't gonna never be cool again. And so I take his Xbox, I take his PlayStation, I snatch it out the wall. I don't know. I took the monitor and I just took it. I took it outside, threw it in the dumpster, bro.
You just threw it in the dumpster?
Yeah, he was hot. Long story short, when I left, he told his mom, my dad just threw my whole life in the dumpster. Our relationship ain't gonna never be the same again. She puts on like one of those suits that you work out in, like the trash bag, climb in the dumpster, get all bro games out. And defeat the whole purpose. So after that point, and I mean, what's she gonna do? Then I'm telling the story. So after that point, man, I said, man, I'm washed. I'm good. Don't call me no more. Like to do your dirty work.
I ain't doing none of that no more.
Do your Don't call me to do your
yeah.
So we back square, relationship, back on track. This was a few years ago. He just turned 16, by the way. And then my daughter, who I let, she tried me recently, but she a girl. Can't do the bop, bop, bop. Can't do none of that. Plus, she the type, she might call somebody, you know what I'm saying? She might call the people. Because these kids these days, they on TikTok.
They got options, fam.
She might have watched how to divorce your parents on TikTok. So she get in trouble about over the abuse of makeup on days that are not Makeup Monday. Makeup Monday is sanctioned by me. Yeah. It's good because I don't
Makeup Monday.
Makeup Monday. That means the other 6 days I don't want to see it. The nail polish only on holidays. Recently I let her get some Gel X, SpaceX nails. She begged me because she was going to Hawaii. I let her get the Gel X nails. But she just overdid it with the makeup. She had a little hidden TikTok, a little hidden Instagram.
At the Finsta.
I'm on IG. How you gonna hit the game with a Finsta? And you his kid. Like I'm on the gram.
He's like, I know.
So anyway, I found it. I didn't like what I saw. We had a long talk. Tears was exchanged. It's my daughter. It's my baby girl. Yeah. We got it together. When I left, she was mad. I came over the next day to check her temperature. I was like, walked in the room. She in the bed, still mad. She didn't want to eat. She didn't want to play with nobody. She ain't even on the FaceTime, ain't on the computer. Her mama like, come over, check on your baby. She's still upset about it. I walk in the room and I'm like, I love you. She like, love you. I'm like, okay. I said, so it's like that.
We good?
She was like, it's not like nothing. And I'm like, all right. So I said, you want me to just get out, cut your light off? She was like, yep. I was like, okay, it ain't right. So I left, I went home. I gave it a few days, and these few days, I'm talking about my heart broke.
Yeah, you
like,
feeling
my friend
it.
ain't my friend, you know what I'm saying?
Your baby girl.
She hit me, my phone, whoop, 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 text. It's my daughter, and my heart beating, right? Mm-hmm. And I look at the text, and she like, Dad. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I'm like, what's up, baby love? And then she hit me. She like, well, I have a field trip, and I'm gonna need money for it. I was like, yes. Yeah. Your mama told you, call your dad. So yeah, everything is all love, man. And the parenting thing, it gets difficult, especially with girls, because she about to be 13 soon. And I see on the internet with people telling me, don't let my daughter do this. My daughter makes straight A's, class president, ain't never got no other grade in school except an A. She wear uniforms 5 days a week. And on the weekend, she want to dress like a girl, man. And then I gauged it because I went to the mall. I ain't been in the mall, like really been in the mall, like with my daughter, like shopping for her. I let her mama do that. I give them money, let them go do their thing. But I took my daughter to the mall because I wanted to gauge what almost teenage girls are wearing. So I went to Forever 21 and the posters in the window is crazy. They got on little shorts, little skirts. And so I'm like, oh, so what am I to do?
Yeah,
my daughter
this is why she's saying.
So on the weekends, man, as long as her mama is good with it, because I'm not a woman, you know what I'm saying? I let her mama deal with it. As long as her mama good with it and it don't hit the internet on no inappropriate shit, I just let her be a girl, man. She wants to be pretty. She beautiful. She like 5'8" and just, you know, she living her life, man. So, you know, you see her on the internet and she looking real pretty, cool. Like she being a young girl, she not inappropriate for her age. She do all age appropriate. Plus her mama is, you know, grew up in the 60s. So we ain't having it like that. It is what it is, man. But yeah, those my kids, man. And everything I do, every day of my life, every breath I take is just only for them now. I feel like I was supposed to die in Compton somewhere in my 20s. And the fact that I didn't allows me to be, you know, be the type of parent that I am. And I swear to God, it's all about them. It ain't nothing for me.
Man, game to dad is different, fam. I love to hear it, though.
Yeah,
and
man.
I love to hear that you're around for it, you know?
I didn't get no tutorial on how to be the dad. I mean, how to be a dad, because my dad it up. But I still miss him, and I still love him. He gave me some that, you know, some real life lessons. And I think that once my oldest son's mom told me she was pregnant, I just started being a good dad in that moment. I just knew that I didn't want him to like go through what I went through. And again, she from Compton too. So it was like, nigga, we gonna get this money and take care of this kid, or this about to be from, I don't know, Palmer Block or Santana or Southside Crip or the mob. That's what it's gonna be, because if you raise your kid up, you know, 9 times out of 10 in Compton, he gonna be affiliated.
Be a part of that lifestyle.
Ain't no way around it. It's only one Kendrick.
I mean, only one Kendrick. So I got one last segment I want to talk to you about. So it's called 24K or Flaw is the game. And so it's a game where we talk about some rumors and you tell us if they are 24K, meaning they're valid, or if they are a flaw, meaning they're all cap. So the first question is, you arm wrestled Mike Tyson and won.
Yeah.
Is that 24K or flaw?
That was 24K.
Word.
Yo, the crazy part about it is I'm strong. I didn't think I was stronger than Mike Tyson. Evidently I am. But this is not 20-year-old Mike. This is Mike off shrooms at like 55 years old. Like, think, if anybody ever did like hallucinogens or shrooms or anything like that, and kids, if you're watching, don't try this at home. I'm hella grown, life off. All right, so, you know, I did some shroom, weed, gummies, some shit with Mike Tyson, and the arm wrestling took place after we was high.
Y'all a little lit.
I mean, but I'm taller, I'm bigger than him, low key. You know what I'm saying? So Mike Tyson like 5'11" and probably like, I don't know, maybe like 220, 230. I'm like 6'5", 270. So I am a bigger guy. And I just got the best of him. He couldn't believe it though. They tried to do it with 2 hands on me. Like, I got him. And then, Mike a good sport, man. He took his L like a champ.
Hey, he ain't come for your ear.
We could do it again. Nope. Hey, yo, you wild for that. But yeah, like if Mike see it and want to like rematch it when he like, is chilling. You
do it?
I'll pull up.
I wouldn't do it.
I'll pull up. I got some autographed gloves too. So it's like one of those like, those Jordan, Mike Tyson, like the few role models we had from when I was growing up, man. Like to get some autographed Mike Tyson gloves was to put in my home was dope.
Man, I still can't believe you beat Mike Tyson.
I got the gloves after I won too.
You got it out.
So he wasn't, he a good sport.
Yeah, he was a good sport. You skipped out on millions to play 2K.
That's 24K.
You game like that.
You use my name in sentences. You see what I'm saying? Like, I grew up playing video games, man. Ever since I had the first Nintendo in my hood, the first Nintendo. And mine had the orange gun. Yeah. And like anybody that know anything about Nintendo, if you had the orange gun, like you was up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was like, it started off with Duck Hunt. And then Mike Tyson came out, a little bit after that, Mike Tyson Punch Out. Yep. But yeah, man, I like been playing games for so long, and so that's kind of how, that is how I got my nickname. So, once I start rapping, I had these dumb rap names, and my sister was like, "Look, man, them stupid as why don't you just be game and put like Mr. or like Doctor or Duh?" I was like, "Nigga, it's already a Dr. Dre." She was like, "Nigga, I ain't need it."
I ain't mean like that. I'm just like, giving you
Mr.
some
I was like,
direction.
Mr. Game sound like
Mr. Game,
like a porn. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, just put the. And I was like, the game. And I was like, yeah, that's hard.
That's hard.
So yeah, we went with that.
You wrote What Up Gangsta for 50.
I didn't write What Up Gangsta for 50. I was in there and part of the influence. And if you know, like I call it like the way the Locks record music. It's like if Jada is, writing his verse and Styles and Sheik is right there and they like, nah, say that. Yeah. And you throw it in there. It's just like, your little help. But obviously, What Up Blood, What Up Cub, What Up Gangsta is Los Angeles influence. Like this is LA. So it is what it is. But 50, to take nothing nothing away from 50. 50, a great writer. That's what he do. He write, especially anything that's like melodic. So hooks is his specialty. You know what I'm saying? And then his verses be like his story. So he ain't, he ain't capping. He really about that life. But so am I. So that's where we bumped heads at. But I didn't do no writing for 50. 50 ain't do no writing for me. Like he know. Yeah. And 50 is not a better writer than me. Not a better lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Better with melodies, hooks, that's his thing. I give him that. I'm not gonna take nothing away from nobody that's good at what they good at, but as far as like lyricism, he can't with me on that level. Yeah. But he know.
Hey, I'm gonna leave it there.
You don't want to be on his page. Who is this? What the gold?
So what's next for you? Are you still in the lab making music? I know Drillmatic, released it. Are you still in that world for you?
I like to take a little time, maybe like a year or two between, just putting out musical projects. When I do it, it's only for my fans. Like I said, it's not for me. I get so much money from other avenues, the Trees by Game and just doing other things and little, big investments and like that, just pulling the money from where I am today. Yeah. These days, they got streams. 1 billion streams get you like, I don't know, 2 Chico sticks and some hot fries. Niggas just like, they don't even know how to track the streams and pay these artists right.
Yeah. Snoop just talked about that.
Oh yeah, I seen that. And he wasn't lying about that, bro. It's like somebody got to get on it, but the streams is different because with the physical album, it's like somebody came, paid for it, got a receipt for
and
it.
You knew.
You don't get, there's no receipt for streams. So somebody out there making a lot of money and ain't getting the artist right because the numbers ain't right for the amount of music that's being streamed, man. So I ain't putting music out for the money. I only do it for my fans every now and then, and just because, I can do it. But other than that, man, I'm just chilling.
Other than that, you good,
I'm super good.
Dad life, other business, other investments, and trying to beat your son in basketball.
No. When he get home, it's up.
Well, gang, we're going to take some questions from the audience now. Yeah, that's cool with you. Yep. We're going to start over here first. Let's have you introduce yourself and ask your question.
Appreciate it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Jamal from North Carolina. Been in LA for about 4 years, and appreciate you guys for the space. Can you talk a little bit earlier about manifestation and being at war with yourself? I think a lot of times as myself moving out here to be an artist and trying to do great things, you deal with so much, just rejection, saying no, and you trying to do everything, but it's like things may not always be working out. So I wanted to ask you, at what moment in your career you felt like you knew you were able to defy the odds to really make this thing a reality for you, despite your current situation, despite everything that's kind of in the forefront, and even when you kind of blindside, don't know kind of what's going on, but you really know in your heart and truly that you dedicated, that you were meant for this and you can do this?
To answer your question thoroughly, I'm the type of person, and you could be this type of person too, or maybe you are this type of person. Anybody watching can be this type of person if you want to be this type of person. Me, personally, when I say it's on, it's on. And I'm not stopping until it happens. Literally not stopping until it happens. So this is why sometimes I be conflicted about like helping out or hindering certain people in life when they need help. Cause it's like, I wasn't looking for help. I was just looking to get into a place where people did what I wanted to do so that I can learn from them and just be better. So it's like, for me, I don't make no excuses for myself. If I say I want something, I'm just gonna get it. It's not even when I get it or if I'm gonna get it or got it yet, because every new day, every new breath, every new second is like part of my journey to like straight to what it is that I told myself that I was gonna do. And so the first, to really just cement everything that I just said, when I tell myself like, we doing this, it's already got. Yeah. It's done.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. Cause like you said, a lot of times it's like, really just believing that you can do it. And so I feel like today I took a lot that like, despite of it all, like it can be done and just put the work in, keep serving with a servant heart, be a good person, anything possible. So much love.
You know what it is? It's not even belief, right? Like God and heaven and religion, those are beliefs, right? People have beliefs. My is it's real. Yeah. Like I'm gonna do it. So it's like anything that you want to do in life, like just do it.
Thanks, appreciate it. Much love.
All right, so our next question, we're gonna go over here. My homie in the black.
Hi, my name is Ruth. I live in Los Angeles, and I'm wondering what kind of advice you have for an individual who wants to be in the entertainment industry but doesn't necessarily have the same type of support system, and coming from a family with an incarcerated parent, what would you advise?
Is it a question for you?
Yeah.
Asking for yourself?
Yeah.
Well, number one, you're already in the entertainment space. You're holding the mic. I'm here. I'm an A-list celebrity.
Okay.
It's his show, right? And so the thing is like you were asking me for, advice on how to get into the entertainment industry. You're sitting in it. So this show, you holding that mic, me and you exchanging dialogue will be part of your story. And so I don't care what you tell me right now while you holding that mic, you can't tell me you're not in the entertainment industry because I'm looking at you.
That's
right. That's it. From there, you should be able to, fly high. You got it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
But you're definitely in the entertainment industry. Just so you know. This is it.
Thanks.
You in the
now,
building.
You just got to figure out where you fit and then start pinata your money down. You know what I'm saying?
Straight facts. This time next year, I'm going to be sitting next to you on that couch.
There you go.
Speak on it. Appreciate your question. We're going to come over here next.
I have one particular question I want to ask you. How do you feel about hip-hop turning 50?
Whenever people say 50, I just get mad. No, I'm messing with you, man. I think that it's like I said earlier. It's all these questions like I've touched on low, in increments throughout our interview. But hip hop turning 50 is amazing. I feel like we rock or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like hip hop is the vessel in which the world is being moved. You watch commercials now, it's hip hop. You see sports analysts, they throwing, metaphors and using hip hop. The late great Stuart Scott was on Sports Center when I was in high school, like doing that. And, Stephen A came in, where he left off. But I just think that I think it's so dope, man. I think it's so dope. The evolution where it is, it's kind of like the NBA in a sense where Michael Jordan and them put in all the work, but then these days getting all the money.
More money.
It's the same with hip hop, man. It's like, the Dougie Freshes and Kool Herc and MC Shans and Run DMCs. And it goes back to, the Sugar Hill Gang was my pops. My pops always, these is the first rappers. I don't care. And Gil Heron Scott. Oh, wow. Gil Scott Heron.
Gil Scott Heron.
I can't be
you can't
fuck up that. You know what I'm saying? They watching. But yeah, man, just even that, Gil Scott Heron, man, if you listen to him like that, what he was rapping, man, he was spitting. And that from that to now is just been crazy. I know that some of those OGs, the super OGs, look at this shit like these is bugging. But like I said, any opportunity for, anybody from, places that come from places like I came from that actually get to make money outside of being a government puppet, right? Because I just think that hip hop has opened, so many doors for so many people. And like you want to be in the entertainment industry, you might not be a rapper. You might be a stylist. You might want to manage artists. You might want to do a label. You might come up with a clothing line. There's so many things. You might be him. You know what I'm saying? And just do journalism. It's just hip hop, man. Hip hop is, for some reason, I think of LL when I'm alone in my room. Sometimes I stare at the wall, but that's just me. But 50 years, man, 50 years that's A-okay with me, man.
We got one last question coming over here. What up, fam?
My name is Watts Homie Quan, and I'm from Watts, California. And my question to you is, if there was there any pressure dealing with the expectations of the world and the expectations you put upon yourself? And if there was any pressure, how was you able to deal with that pressure?
The pressure don't stop. It's pressure when you get out of here and, go stop at Tam's. It's pressure when I hit the freeway and either throwing up the west side or looking at me like he want to take the west side from me. It's just pressure all around, man. But I think that I can't stop to feel no pressure. I don't got time for that. Like, I got a kid getting out of school at 3, another one at 3:15. I'm trying to get back home, play 2K. You know what I'm saying? I just watched one of your videos where the blood homegirl was set tripping. Like, I got to scroll and see too. Like, I can't feel no pressure, man. I'm just not having it, because once you feel it,
let it seep in.
it start to get heavy. So I'm alive, I'm here, and I tell my kids and anybody, a homie or friends or a girl I might date or a girlfriend or whoever, I tell everybody the same, man, we don't got time for that. We don't got time for that. You don't even got time to be arguing with people you love, if you love them. And if you're arguing with them consistently and y'all just are toxic and hurting each other, y'all don't love each other. It only makes sense that way. That's the only way that life is gonna make sense. If you surround yourself around people that are on the type of time that you on, and that's happy and peace. If you don't choose happiness and peace, well, there you go. That's pressure. And the worst thing to live with is regret. That's just what I do. And my motivation is my kids. If you don't have kids, then it gotta be yourself. And if you don't love yourself like you would love your child, then get the f off the earth. However you got to find yourself. SpaceX, Elon, I don't know. Just don't come around me with that.
Gang, thank you so much for taking time, sitting with us, sharing your story, man. We appreciate it. Very inspiring.
You on the end. Brother, you got the 2K hair.
You see it.